Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. It's time to get ready for round 13 in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. Now we are racing at Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse for 15 laps, and we're going in to have a Gr.4 category to get started. But this we might have to take a required tires we'll be selecting. We'll be having a racing hard compound tires, so we're just going to make sure to avoid a 1-minute penalty just to be as usual. Now, I'm about to get ready to use the Chevrolet Corvette C7 Gr.4 will be ready to go for having a nice time in the competition. Balance of performance regulations will be all set automatically, so make sure starting out with the racing medium compound tires first until you'll be able to use the racing hard instead before reaching up at the finish line. Just to be safe and do your best out there. So before enjoying watching the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out some more videos if you like. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. The 2020 series of the Nations Cup is about to begin in the 13th round, so I hope everybody is about to get ready to go to take on the reverse course of Dragon Trail Seaside. Let's do this. Drop-in Deuces is now taking first place in the Audi TT Cup 2016. And here is second place driver A_Dates in the BMW M4. Gnome Pollux in third place in the Subaru WRX Gr.4. And here is 30 Hare in fourth place in the GT5 Citroen Gr.4. Fifth place driver is Faith Ornston in the Subaru WRX Gr.4 with an anime character on it. And here is Trentley 101 in sixth place in the Audi TT Cup. Followed by myself in seventh place in the UDRS InSportTech livery of the Chevy Corvette C7 Gr.4. NWO 911 in 2001 takes 8th place in the Ford Mustang Gr.4. And here's Raul Gonzalez 87 in 9th place in the Dodge Viper. And here's Top Bird in 10th place in the Subaru WRX Gr.4. 11th place is TMJRQ Cloud is now going in to have his Toyota 86 Gr.4. And here's ADC_Gameplay 7 in 12th place in the Peugeot RC Sed. Ye Old Dude in 13th place in the Peugeot RC Sed. And here's the Fat Boy seeing it in 14th place in the Audi TT Cup 2016. Angel Castell in 15th place is about to be having an orange style livery. And here are Funsters in 16th place for the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. R4M_EX in 17th place in the Peugeot RC Sed. And here's Scotty in the middle in 18th with the Lamborghini Huracan. And here's the 19th place driver, Max RPM 87 is about to get ready to go for choosing up for the RC Sed Peugeot. So I hope this will might have to get ready for taking 15 laps around the track, viewers. So this will be having a strong battle. We'll be taking on with the FR versus FF, followed by the all-wheel drive will be joining in. So commence the rolling start, and this will be having a nice, good, clean race out there. So be prepared. Before taking on the first hairpin, the bus stop chicane is coming in. We'll be having an ahead approach. So let's get started for having a green light for go, and we are underway for having the 13th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. So let's get prepared. Now this is going to be going well to see it. So it looks like Drop-in Deuces is now taking on the lead, and it looks like A_Deets is now going into second place. So it looks like Gnome Pollux is now going in to have third place. So I hope this one might have to grab their live streams, because this race will go on for having a one straight approach. Take a nice and steady out there, because I'm about to be dived right in, coming in before taking on that second hairpin. Pulling up that brake. It looks like Dirty Hair is going to be taking one suitable blocking defense out there. And it looks like this is going to be taking that slipstream we'll be going in, so I had to make that open view we'll have to make a good focus on. And it looks like NW0911 is about to be going in to pass my current position. Here comes the S-curves, you guys. This is going to be taking some good clean turns, but watch yourselves. Don't get a little bit loosed up on the outside. That might end up getting hit on that orange barrier we'll be doing in an example. That's more like it. Pretty safe call to be staying on the safe road. And here comes the dirt hairpin. Just going to make that braking point and going to make sure to have that oversteer, because dealing with an understeer Group 4 car like the Audi TT Cup is going to be a very tough struggle we'll be going in. But this is going to be having a similarity. We'll be taking on the next corner. Take that corkscrew, just like we're in Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, but this is definitely might be to be titled as WeatherTech Raceway. There we go. Looks like this is going to be having a full final corner. We'll be going in. Take that full stretch. We'll be moving on at the end of the first lap. It looks like Dropping Deuces is now taking the lead by having a fastest lap for only 1 minute and 54.139 seconds. Pretty good job out there to see how he can do it, because this is definitely might be given the time to keep staying on guard to be in the lead. So it looks like A_Dietz is now taking second place. So it looks like he's on the chase to reach up onto Dropping Deuces in the lead. Take that bus stop chicane. This is going to be a very good possible ways we'll be going in, but it takes a lot of risk to be very careful not to hit the barriers. That definitely might be the only way to keep it well avoided. Still going on to take that chase on Trentley 101. UDRS in Sport Tech is going to have to take that second hairpin. It looks like Dirty Hair is going to have to keep it well guarded in the GT by Citroen Group 4. Audi TT Cup is going to have to take that strong speed. We'll have to increase the pace. Looks like this is going to get a little bit side by side before coming in onto the S-curves. There we go. Looks like this is going to be taking some good open space out there. Stay on track a bit. Make that perfect right turn. And there it goes, there it goes. Trentley just barely almost had it in for this one, and he just almost lost control. Trentley 101 is definitely might be okay to stay on in 7th place, and I cannot believe it. That was so close. I can barely make that overtake until this whole situation for Trentley 101 is about to be going under control. Man, that was a one tough relief out there to see it. But that was so close, and there it goes. Looks like Gnome Pollux is now taking on that turn to be loosened up by that all-wheel drive mistaken. Looks like we just got another driver to be got a little bit more off the track by taking a little bit loose control. So I'm about to be going in to take 5th place, viewers. I'm about to be going in for having a top 5 finish whenever I'm about to be reached up at the final lap. This will might take a while for having a number of laps will be going in remaining. Gonna have to take wave number 1 for only 5 laps. This will might have to press forward. We'll be taking on the 3rd lap. And here's A_Dietz for having a fastest lap for only 1 minute and 48.27 seconds. Still going on by having a chase to catch up onto Dropping Deuces in 1st place. Looks like these two are very good, strong, fierce rivalry during this competition. But it's about to be going in for having the most strongest capability for a Group 4 category race, no matter the cost. Just gonna have to take it in and see how they can do it. Looks like Dirty Hair is about to be going in to catch up onto Base_Ornstein in 3rd place. Citroen is going to be on to the 3rd place in no time, but this one might have to take that S-curves. Will be coming in to be pulling up onto the blue blimps, but this will might have a best strong average to see how it turns out. Very good job to stay safe to be used at blue blimps. Will be making a good save point. Coming steep up to the hill and make that left turn coming in onto that hairpin. That's more like it. This is going to get a little bit more progress to see how mid-engine and front engine rear has definitely might be going in for taking the best upper hand skill. Takes a little bit more skill to beat a FF Group 4 car. It's going to be a most difficult challenge to be in the reverse track of Dragon Trail Seaside. But this is definitely might be giving a good sunlight to be in the perfect effect. Gonna have to stay strong and keep going in by having an increased pace to reach up onto Dirty Hair in 4th place. Moving on to the 4th lap, but this one might have that racing medium compound tires will be going in by the start. Gonna have to take that inside. This is going to be very tougher it gets. Now, looks like Trentley 101 is about to be closing in behind my current position, but only 0.7 seconds behind. This is going to have to take that bus stop corner once again. Be very careful whenever you see that orange barrier to be in place. That was going to be the weak spot for all of us. So we got to make sure to have that good range of the distance to be on the sides. That was the important racing tip whenever we want to learn about the track. Goes right back onto 1 second behind. This is definitely might be keeping well guarded defense out there. Oh man. Well, this is going to be having a little bit more keeping up by saving a lot of breath whenever a little bit coughing drops in for it. Just going to need to keep it going and stay strong to have that good pace. Take that S turns and going to make sure to avoid getting off the track by ending up hitting on that orange barrier. Coming in onto the third hairpin. Very good. So this will might have to close in onto the gap. Just going to need to take a little bit more patient time. It looks like Dirty Hair is going in by taking an ongoing defense out there with his GT5 sit and run Gr.4. Chevrolet Corvette in the UDRS in Sport Tech is about to be going in to catch up to a French team Gr.4 racer. Is about to be going in to have that final turn to take that long stretch. Gonna have to press forward because this will might have to lead up at the next lap. We'll be going in on to number 5. Pretty good precisely to see how everybody is doing, because differences for only a drivetrain could probably have to go and matter. But the spectators really enjoying to see how everybody can race. This is going to have to take a lot of exercise challenge for all of us if we have to be very focused and exercise caution. Pretty precisely scaled for it. Just going to have to do the same thing like we're in the forward course layout. Landing in onto having a freestyle turn before pulling the brake onto the second hairpin. Suitable position to be using the apex, but still going right back onto 2 seconds up ahead for myself. Gonna make sure if I could probably have to keep up the pace. This is gonna have to take a strong difference for an FR will be able to reach up to a mid-engine race car to be here in no time. Slide it back in onto the S-curves. There you go. Looks like this is going to have to take a little bit more skills to be well, keep it up on the pace. Looks like Dirty Hair is going to have to take pretty more skills to see how he can do it. But looks like this will might have to take only a few distance by range by taking 3 seconds for Base_Ornstein. I bet he can probably do his best out there to stay strong to keep it up by having a 3rd place position. Gonna make sure that the GT5 sit and run is gonna have to take a lot of good speed. We'll be going in, followed by the Chevrolet Corvette C7 on 5th place. Thanks to myself for having a good leading skill average to be going in for taking the good focus to be on the top 5 finish. Now, wanted to see how these two drivers in 1st and 2nd places definitely might be going in by having a resumed battle. Looks like things are about to get a little bit separate by the distance, because this is going to have a very good ways to see it. So I hope Dropping Deuces is about to be going in for having that bus stop chicane. A_Deets will do the same. Very good job, and take a good safe caution to be well avoided. That was going to be pretty much. Take that second hairpin. We'll be coming in to pull the brake. It looks like Trentley 101 is about to be closing in for only 0.7 seconds. It looks like dropping in onto 0.5 seconds. Looks like he's going in onto the speed viewers. This one might have 2 FF Gr.4s to be on the company approach from behind. This one might have a little bit big trouble out there for UDRS. Gonna have to stay strong and be well defended. It looks like ADC_Gameplay7 and Trentley 101 is on the chase to catch up onto my current position. Gotta make sure this is definitely might be pretty difficult by dealing an understeer Gr.4 car. Pulling up the brakes and make that left turn to use the apex. That's more like it. This is going to be having a good ticket. We'll have to stay strong. Coming right over onto the corkscrew turn. So this is going to have to take that slope down to be coming in. Make that hard right by the chance. And then Trentley 101 is still chasing on me, folks. Looks like he's going in by having an overtake. Gonna have to be well to defend it because I got him on sight on the radar. Looks like this is gonna be very close. This is gonna be taking a little bit more expected contact. Moving on to 7th lap. Here comes the first hairpin. Hold that brake and make a good aim on the inside. I hope I won't end up to be in 6th place. Trentley 101 still never gives up, but I bet this is going to be taking a lot of good spare horsepower whenever he's going to need to take the chance. Gonna have to dive right back onto the bus stop chicane, but this one might need to have more increased gap distance. Gonna keep it careful. The orange barrier definitely might be giving weak spot for us. Gonna have to be smart at this, but it's gonna be a little bit more risky. Just always gonna have to do the same thing back in from previous seasons. There we go. Looks like this is gonna be having some S-curves. We'll be coming right back in. Slide it in by having a good passive skill. So it looks like, see how Dirty Hair is coming along very nicely. He's still going in for having a 4th place position while catching up onto base_Ornstein in 3rd. I bet this is going to be a pretty good job to see how he can do it. He can probably have to take a lot of good defense out there where I could probably buy him some time. So this is going to be having Trentley 101 is about to be going in by taking the next corner before I'm about to be slided down the way hill. UDRS successfully blocking in to deal with Audi after coming out onto the downhill slope of the turn. So this is going to be having a little bit more increased gap distance for only 0.3 seconds behind. It looks like Dropping Deuces is now in the pits, and this is going to be having a different compound tire change, while Dirty Hair is in 3rd place. Looks like this is going to be his best moment out there. Always going to be patient until several drivers will be going into the pits. Now, looks like Trentley 101 passes me after taking the first hairpin. I bet this is going to get a little bit more risky to take on that bus stop corner. Slide it back in. Dive right back on him until this is going to be taking a little bit more maintained pace before coming in onto the 2nd hairpin. And there he is right now. Dirty Hair is now back onto 4th place. This is going to take a little bit more chance for UDRS in Sport Tech, who will be catching up onto a GT5 Citroen Gr.4. It's going to be very good and possible ways to catch up onto him. Gonna make that perfect turn. Keep it nice and slow and don't get a little bit caught up off track. Dropping in for only 0.9 seconds up ahead. This one might make that 3rd hairpin. We'll be going in by having the best braking point. Keep going. I hope this one might have a very good enough time out there. Looks like Dirty Hair is going to have to take for only 1 lap. We'll go in onto the pits or early. This will be a choice. Gonna take that slipstream. I bet I can do it. This will might put me into 4th place in no time. Looks like he's going for it, folks. He can still keep it up. And now we are going in to take the 9th lap, so this one might take 6 more to go. This race has to be taking a lot of good perfection for having some strong drivetrains will be going in by action. It looks like the helicopter has got everything on the best view to see it. This is definitely might be going in to chase the reached up onto the GT5 Citroen Gr.4. And here comes the bus stop corner again. This is definitely might be doing the best suitable perfect turn. We'll be going in, dived in easily. Taking exercise caution is going to be very important. Make that hard wrap. And it looks like it's going in onto the outside, and that might be the very good ticket for UDRS. We'll press on to take 4th place. But I hope this is going to have to take that refuel will be needed before going into the pits by taking the next lap. This is going to be the only time for having the moment of all the challenging to see it. taking a lot of close edge struggle, but this is going to have to take where only a few drivers will be having the best chance will be going in by having an overtake, while several of them are about to be entered the pits. Take that left turn, goes right in onto the dirt hairpin. It looks like Trentley 101 overtakes Dirty Hair in 6th place. Now he's moving on to take 5th place. I hope I might need to keep going for only a few distance left to go by entering the pits. Just gonna have to stay strong, and this will might brings up for one of the top 3 drivers. A_Dietz is now in the pits. Gotta make sure to have that racing tires will be going in by having a hard compound to be selected to be recommendable according to the racing required tires. That's good to be on the green, so I'm about to do the same thing, and this is going to be having a refuel will be needed to be possible as well. My crew is about to be going in to be having a quick rush. Just going to be a little bit more patient out there to stand by. There you go. That's the perfect time. We'll be going in by having a little bit more or less overfill. 5 more laps to go, folks. This race has to be over soon, and it looks like Trentley 101 is in the lead. I hope A_Dietz is going to need to stay on in 2nd place. This will might have a company approach, while Trentley 101 is about to be climbing up onto the top position. Currently in 3rd place, this will might have an FF will be going in for having the best win. So now I'm coming out in the pits. This will might have to drop down onto 9th place for myself. Gonna have a very good expected company. We'll be having 2 Peugeots RC set Gr.4, driven by ADC_Gameplay7 in 7th place, followed by Max RPM 87 in 8th place. Looks like I got them on site. This is going to be taking a strong chase before 2 of them will be going in by taking the chance by entering the pits. Take that S curves. Keep it careful and make that apex. We'll be going in to aim on the blue glimpse. Very good successful turn, and gonna make that left turn to be going in by the dirt hairpin. Very good speed out there, Max RPM 87. Taking a perfect turn, we'll be going in by taking the good upper hand average. Take that downhill to the slope onto that corkscrew. Keep it going. This is going to be having a good, suitable lineup. And now they're about to be coming right in to continue on by taking the full straight, while Max RPM 87 is entering the pits. Taking on for lap number 11, we'll be going in by 4 more to go. Just going to have to stay strong out there, viewers. This race is going to have to take a lot of possible differences between the understeer and the oversteer of the FF versus the FR. We'll be taking the one challenging moment. Just going to have to stay strong to be in the pace. Just going to have to keep it up and take that bus stop chicane. We'll be going in to be taking a good perfect aim on the good approach. ADC_Gameplay7 is going to be taking on that hard understeer. So this is going to be having an oversteer for UDRS. Will be coming in to take on that pressing forward away to take that speed. Gonna have to catch up onto the 7th place driver. Take that S turns is definitely might be going important ways. Only few drivers are definitely might be taking the lucky chance without getting caught in the bump on the orange barrier. So it looks like this is definitely might be good to see how Base_Ornstein is now back onto third place, since Trentley 101 is now going to be into the different position. So this one might have a guess to be in 4th and 5th place. I hope this one might have to take one last chance to catch up onto ADC_Gameplay7. Will be going in by enter the pits. The chase will goes on, viewers. Chevrolet Corvette will be taking on for the action. And there's Trentley 101 is about to be changing up onto the different compound tires. I hope this one might have that racing hard compounds to be on the green. This will be verified. We'll have to press forward. We'll be taking on the finish line. Take that hard oversteer to be on the left. Looks like I got Trenton 101 on site in the Audi TT Cup. Just gonna go past underneath to the tunnels to be giving the best ways to slope on, to be making on that left turn, go spot into the chicane. Make that suitable bus stop. Porsche and Audi are about to be going in by taking a fierce battle. This is going to have to take a lot of good turbocharge out there. And even for the Chevy Corvette that might have a very good supercharger, will have to increase the speed. We'll be going in by having a good pace. Looks like just going to need to get a little bit more further distance there. Make that right turn. We'll be going in onto the left by taking the S curves. Not this time. This has to be a lot of good perfect turn out there by taking the hard right onto the steering. Look at these two go. They are going in for taking the battle for 5th place. But this one might have to take only for a few laps to go, for only 3 laps. It's going to get a little bit more better out there to take a little bit more draft by draft. Keep it up by having a good distance, but looks like ADC underscore gameplay 7 could probably have to take a lot of good acceleration. We'll be catching up onto Trenton 101. And then Dirty Hair is about to be in the pits by chinking up onto the different compound tires, so looks like I'm about to be into 6th place to press forward. Gotta make sure this is gonna have to take a good organized lap out there, viewers. By taking 10 laps to be used in the racing medium compound tires, only 5 more to go to be given a little bit more time by having a racing hard tires to be well selected. In the matter of results, this will be having a good chain of a combination before reaching up at the finish line, so this will might have a safe to be clear. As for the chase continues on for Trenton 101 and ADC underscore gameplay 7, slamming in onto the second hairpin, and it looks like ADC underscore gameplay 7 is about to be closing in onto Trenton 101 in the Audi TT Cup. This is going to be taking a good slipstream by having a good focus out there. I hope this one might head to straight back onto the S curves. Keep it in onto the right by having an understeered turn. Going in onto the left, and before taking on that right. Oh, looks like that was so close. They just barely touched the dirt to be coming in off the track. They still got in one piece, but they still got a long way to go for having an ongoing battle out there. It looks like Dropping Deuces is about to be going in by taking the second pit stop. So it looks like he's about to be changing up onto the Racing Hard compound tires. So it looks like he is perfectly corrected to be coming in by having the pit exit. Will be taking the press forward. Will have to go on. I hope this is going to be pretty good organized out there, viewers. This is going to be a very good, excited race to see how several drivers, whenever they have to drive fast, to do the most. Now, looks like here it comes. This is going to be having a one big company. And there's the green Audi TT Cup 2016. Is Fat Boy seen it? But this is definitely might be having a one unexpected surprise for UDRS. So let's go for it and catch up onto the 6th place driver. This is going to have to take a few chances to go in by the rush. Take that bus stop corner. Just going to go dive right back in. This is definitely might be getting a little bit more approach. If anybody who really wants to keep going faster without slowing down by taking this corner. Slamming in onto the second hairpin. Gonna need to catch up onto Fat Boy seeing it. Almost there. Just gonna need to close in onto the gap. Just gonna have to take that right turn. Use that apex. It looks like this is going to be it, folks. One of the top 3 drivers has finally made it to the final lap. It looks like Dropping Deuces is going to be reached up to reach onto the 1st place at the finish line. Taking a lot of good perfect runs by having a good clean race. It takes a lot of good perfection out there for taking a good start by having a racing medium compound tires before using with the racing hard will have to be reached up at the finish line. So this will be having a one safe finish to avoid having a 1 minute penalty. A_Deets has definitely might be trying having a hard time out there because he's still trying to be well endured to be in second place. And Base_Ornstein has definitely might be going in the same thing as A_Deets. Second and third place driver will always going to be endured to be keep it up for having his best position, because this will have to take on, and several drivers will be proceed forward, will be taking on the final lap. So better make sure do your best out there, oversteer racers. Having a tough challenge by facing up with some understeer Gr.4 car is going to be the only most exercising challenge will be in for taking part of the 2020 series. So make sure this is going to have to take a lot of good precision. Don't lose hope. This is going to have to take a lot of few corners will be needs to be well mastered to be well earned. Coming in to take that last second hairpin. It looks like Gr.4 seeing it is about to be going in to get closer to ADC_Gameplay 7. This is going to be a very good way to see it, and here comes the final stretch. This is going to be good to see how Deuce is about to be taking home the gold, and looks like he's going in. He is going in for having a checkered flag. Just keep an eye out, and it looks like this is going to be having a very good expected time out there. Take that corkscrew, we're going in onto the last turn. There you go. Looks like Deuces is now going in for having his best run. This is going to be a pretty good awesome out there, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in to take that final stretch, and looks like this is going to be taking on for only one last chance. Here it comes, and looks like Deuces has now finally got first place in the 13th round in the 2020 Series Nations Cup. What in the most excited race ever of all time in the reverse course layout of Dragon Trail Seaside. Deuces is now taking first place for the win. What in the most excited challenging race of all time. A_Deets has definitely took second place, and here's Base_Ornstein to be in third. And that was going to be a pretty good remarkable race out there, folks. So good thing that UDRS Insport in the Corvette C7 Gr.4 has finally made it in 7th place. This is going to be a very good challenging time out there. We'll have to stay strong and keep going in by having an increased pace by dealing the bus stop chicane. Pretty good out there for having a one tough exercise race for the competition. So let's just gonna have to scroll down here. So they still running around on the track to be pressed on to take the finish line. I bet everybody could probably have to proceed to be reached up at the finish line to be well safe to avoid a 1 minute penalty. Results has been confirmed, and good thing I just finally got 7th place at the finish. Still didn't get a chance for having a single clean race, but it takes plenty more oversteer will be going in by having some 3 hairpins. It's going to have to take a lot of exercise work. Good thing I just finally got everything to be putting up with some earning summaries. That was pretty challenging work out there, viewers. This is going to be a very good possible ways to see how Audi takes on first place for having a good win out there. A_Deets in the BMW M4 did his best to be in second. It looks like Base_Ornstein has finally did in 3rd place in the Subaru WRX Gr.4. Now, this race is definitely might be pretty well respectful because it takes plenty more practice if we have to do it right. Now, I'm about to be going over to congratulations to Deuces for the win. But this is pretty good out there for having an FF will be doing the best choice to be taking part in the Nations Cup. This is going to be having a good run to be in the highlights, and everybody will be trying to do their best by keep going in by having more practice before joining session during this part of today's race event. Round 14 is coming up, but the next race is going to be at Tokyo Expressway East Outer Loop by using the G-Ready Bugu C. A perfect one-make category will be taking on with some good liveries, including the Devil C. This is going to be a chance of a nighttime. Alright folks, I hope you're really enjoying watching the race. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, bell for notification uploads, and the links on the description down below if you want to see more. Livery blog videos are available to watch anytime you want. This will be the entertainment showcase about different cars with liveries I have been made. Thank you for watching, And I'll see you guys next time for continuing in the 2020 Series Nations Cup on Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing. Stay clean.